The Allied Galactic Academy was one of the most respected places in the galaxy. It stood on a wide, floating platform above a quiet blue world, far from any war or danger. Many young students from different species came here to learn how to defend the galaxy together. They trained to become pilots, engineers, medics, and leaders. The academy was known for its calm order and its many strict rules. But on this day, something different was happening inside the main hall. Every seat was filled. Every voice inside the hall was low and tense. The cadets whispered to one another as large screens flickered above the stage. Bright lights moved across the screens, and everyone stared at the same piece of battle footage that had been talked about for weeks. The room was filled with alien students of all shapes and colors. Some had smooth purple skin, others had light blue scales, and some had soft fur that moved gently when they breathed. But all of them looked uneasy. On the screen, a small patrol ship floated in the darkness. It spun slowly, like something had hit it hard. Parts of the ship were on fire. Then the camera changed to the inside of the ship. The halls were filled with smoke, sparks, and the sound of metal breaking. 3 alien crew members were running through the damaged hallway. Behind them came loud footsteps, but not human ones. Heavy raider boots. A large group of raiders pushed forward with rough weapons and loud voices. The Academy cadets watched the footage carefully. They had already seen it many times, but it still made them uneasy. Some leaned forward, while others covered their mouths with their hands. One young alien whispered to her friend that she hated watching the moment that came next. The raiders blocked the path of the 3 crew members. The crew had nowhere to run. They backed up until they reached a pile of fallen beams. Smoke filled the air. The raiders lifted their weapons and prepared to fire. The crew looked hopeless. Then the camera shook. Something slammed into the raiders from the side. A tall human figure rushed into the group, moving with fast and heavy steps. He wore simple survival gear and held a broken metal pipe, nothing more. But he used it with surprising skill. He struck one raider in the chest. He kicked another one into the wall. The raiders shouted and tried to push forward, but the human did not stop. The human fought with a kind of stubborn strength that surprised everyone watching the footage. His face was covered in ash and sweat, but he did not slow down. He defended the 3 crew members with his body, taking hits on his arms and shoulders, but still moving forward. The cadets in the hall had watched all this before, but each time it felt unreal. They had heard stories about humans being strong because they came from a harsh world, but many had never seen a human fight in real life. Humans rarely joined the academy, and when they did, they were usually peaceful students who wanted to learn, not fight. But this human in the footage was something different. After a long struggle, the human picked up a fallen raider weapon. He fired once, hitting a pipe overhead. A burst of steam shot down and made the raiders step back. He then grabbed the crew members and guided them to a safer part of the ship. The footage cut off there. But everyone knew the rest of the story. The human had managed to bring all 3 crew members to the rescue shuttle. He stayed behind to distract the raiders long enough for the crew to escape. Later scans showed that the human somehow made it out alive too, though no one understood how. When the footage ended, the large hall stayed silent. The screens turned dark. No one spoke. A tall instructor with dark green skin stepped onto the stage. His name was Commander Raylos, and he had been teaching at the academy for many years. He was calm and firm, the kind of person who rarely raised his voice. But even he looked troubled. He told the cadets that the academy had searched for the human from the footage for many days. At first, no one knew his name. The survivors only said he was a young man, maybe a student, who had been trapped on the patrol ship by accident. He had been helping with repairs when the raiders attacked. He had no rank, no team, and no support. Yet he saved 3 lives. The academy leadership wanted to find him because they needed to know how a human with no training could fight like that. They suspected he might be a secret agent or part of a hidden Earth defense group. Some cadets had even whispered that he was not normal, that he might be a kind of human soldier built for war. Commander Relos explained that the search had not been easy. Human colonies shared limited records, and Earth had many small settlements in distant regions. But the Academy finally located the young man. He was not a soldier. He was not part of any special unit. According to his records, he was simply a student who had applied to join the Academy months ago and had been waiting for approval. His name was Aaron Cole. When the name was spoken, the cadets in the hall looked at one another. A few whispered that the name sounded plain, almost too simple. They expected something fierce, something grand. But the instructor continued and said that Aaron Cole had already arrived on the station. He had been brought from a nearby transport and was waiting just outside the door. A wave of curiosity passed through the hall. Some cadets leaned forward. Some crossed their arms. Others shifted nervously. An alien cadet with orange scales whispered that maybe the footage had been edited or that the human in it was someone else entirely. A different cadet shook his head and said the Academy would never lie about such a thing. Commander Relos pressed a button on the control panel. The large doors at the back of the hall opened slowly. A bright light came through the doorway, and a figure stepped inside. The atmosphere changed instantly. The cadets expected a tall warrior, someone with scars, someone with a hard voice and a dangerous presence. Instead, they saw a young human wearing a simple Academy uniform. His hair was short and brown. His face looked tired but calm. He carried a small backpack over one shoulder. He walked with careful steps, almost shyly, as if he was not sure he was supposed to be there. Aaron Cole paused in the doorway. He looked around the massive hall with wide eyes. He seemed overwhelmed by the size of the room and by the thousands of eyes staring at him. His hands tightened on the strap of his backpack. And he looked down for a moment before walking forward again. The hall was so quiet that the sound of his footsteps echoed softly. Every cadet watched him move toward the stage. Some looked confused. Others looked shocked. A few alien students whispered that this must be a mistake. One cadet, a young man named Ben Carter, whispered to his friend that the human in the footage had moved like a trained warrior, not like someone as gentle-looking as this cadet. Ben's friend said that maybe humans looked different when they were fighting. Ben replied that it made no sense. How could this quiet boy be the same person who fought off an entire group of raiders with a broken pipe? Aaron reached the center of the hall. He stopped in front of Commander Relos and gave a small nod. The commander welcomed him to the Academy and thanked him for coming on short notice. Aaron replied softly that he was honored to be there. His voice was not loud. It was warm and polite. Many cadets exchanged confused looks. This did not match the fierce figure in the footage at all. Commander Relos asked Aaron if he remembered the event from the footage. Aaron hesitated, then nodded slowly. He explained that he had been working near the engine room when the raiders attacked. He had heard the alarms and had tried to help the crew. He had no weapon, so he grabbed whatever he could find. He said he did not remember everything clearly because the ship was shaking and there was a lot of smoke. He did not speak proudly. He did not act like a hero. He spoke simply, as if what he did was something anyone would have done. The hall remained silent as he spoke. Some cadets watched him with new interest. Others still refused to believe he was the same person from the footage. One alien cadet whispered that maybe humans were different under stress. Another said humans might have strength that even they did not fully understand. Aaron finished speaking and stood quietly beside the commander. The tension in the room grew. No one knew what to think. The young human looked nervous, but he did not step back. Commander Relos finally addressed the hall. He told the cadets that Aaron would join them as a new recruit. He said Aaron's abilities would be tested in the coming days, and the Academy would learn more about what humans could do. He reminded everyone that strength did not always come in the form they expected. Then he thanked the cadets for their attention and dismissed them for the day. As the cadets slowly stood and began to leave the hall, many continued to glance at Aaron. Some were curious, others were unsure, some were quietly impressed. But all of them understood one thing. This young human had survived something that should have been impossible. Aaron walked out of the hall with his backpack still slung over his shoulder. His steps were small and careful, but even with his simple appearance and shy behavior, the room he left behind felt forever changed. He was not just another cadet. He was the human from the battle footage, and everyone knew that his presence would bring new questions, new challenges, and new stories to the Academy. And the galaxy was only beginning to learn what a single, determined human could do. Aaron Cole stood in the cadet quarters, feeling the weight of all eyes still on him. The hall had emptied, but the murmurs of the cadets were still echoing in his mind. He had walked through fire and smoke on that patrol ship, had fought raiders who were larger and stronger than him, yet standing here, among thousands of curious cadets and strange-looking aliens, he felt nervous in a way he had not felt in battle. He set his backpack on the small metal bed in his assigned room. The quarters were tight but clean, with a simple bed, a small locker, and a desk. The walls were a dull gray, and the lights glowed softly overhead. It was nothing like the forests of Earth or even the busy human colonies he had known, but he would have to get used to it. A soft knock came at the door. Aaron opened it and found a young woman standing there. Her skin was pale and her hair was pulled back in a tight ponytail. She smiled at him politely. "Hi, I'm Lily Turner. I'm a cadet here. I know it must be strange for you," she said, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. "Everyone's talking about you. The footage. It's hard for them to believe." Aaron nodded. "I guess so," he said softly. "I didn't think it was a big deal. I was just trying to help them." Lily tilted her head. "Most people wouldn't survive that. Humans are different. We're tougher than most think, I guess." She hesitated and then added, "I know what it's like to be underestimated." Aaron felt a small smile tug at his lips. "Yeah, I guess we have that in common." They spent a few minutes talking. Lily showed him how the academy worked, where the training rooms were, and the basic rules. She explained the mess hall schedule, the patrol routines, and the various alien species he would meet. Aaron listened carefully. Everything was new, and he wanted to understand as much as possible. The next day, the cadets were called to the training grounds. Aaron walked among the others, his uniform pressed and neat. He tried to keep his head down, but it was impossible. Every few steps, cadets would glance at him, whisper or point quietly. Some looked in awe, others in doubt. A tall alien named Sarah, with shiny green scales, approached him. "You're the human from the footage," she said bluntly. "I don't know how you survived. No one moves like that without help." Aaron shook his head. "I didn't have help. I just did what I had to do." Sarah narrowed her eyes. "Humans are strange. You survive when you shouldn't. You fight when you have no right to. It's disturbing." Aaron blinked. "I didn't mean to disturb anyone. I just want to train like everyone else." Sarah seemed to consider this for a moment, then nodded slightly. "We'll see." The first training exercise was a combat simulation. The cadets were split into teams, and they faced holographic raiders that could move and react almost like real enemies. The academy instructors watched carefully. Aaron's team included Lily, Sarah, and a senior cadet named Ben Carter. Ben had a strong jaw and a stern expression. He looked at Aaron as if he did not believe he belonged there. The simulation began. Aaron's heart raced. The holographic raiders moved quickly, attacking in waves. The other cadets followed their training precisely, using their weapons and shields as instructed. Aaron hesitated for a moment, unsure of the controls and the movement patterns. Then instinct took over. He dodged a strike from a holographic raider and pushed forward, his hands moving fast on the controls. The raiders fell back as he reacted with speed no one expected. Lily watched him, amazed. "How is he so fast?" she whispered. Ben frowned. "It's just luck," he muttered, but even he had to admit that Aaron was reacting differently from the others. The simulation ended, and the cadets gathered to discuss the results. Aaron had completed the exercise with the highest score on reflexes and defense, even though he had barely followed the instructions. The instructors noted his instincts were unusual for a cadet. They wrote it down but said nothing aloud. Later, in the mess hall, the cadets ate and whispered. Many were impressed, some were suspicious. A small group of alien cadets, led by a student named Jaren, discussed Aaron openly. "He's just lucky," Jaren said. "Humans always have these weird stories, but luck can't do everything." Lily shook her head. "It's not luck. He moves differently. He thinks differently. You can see it when he reacts. You can't teach that." Aaron sat quietly at a corner table, listening. He did not like attention. He had faced raiders and fire, but nothing had made him feel as anxious as all these eyes on him. The next few days were harder. Training at the academy was intense, even for cadets who had years of preparation. Aaron struggled with the alien technology and the combat strategies that were second nature to others. But he worked hard, learning quickly. Each day he pushed himself further. During one late-night training session, Aaron and Lily practiced in the simulation room. Lily noticed his movements were sharper than ever. He anticipated the holographic enemies before they appeared. He blocked attacks, countered, and moved with precision. "You're improving fast," Lily said. "I've never seen anyone pick up these patterns this quickly." Aaron shrugged. "I just pay attention. I have to. If I don't, people could get hurt." Lily looked at him seriously. "You really care about that, don't you?" Aaron nodded. "I can't just stand and watch. I couldn't before and I can't now." Meanwhile, some cadets tried to provoke Aaron. Ben continued to doubt him, testing him with difficult questions and challenging exercises. During one obstacle course, Ben deliberately moved in Aaron's path. "You think you can do this?" Ben asked. "You're just a kid from Earth. This is not a playground." Aaron didn't answer. He focused, jumped, ducked, and ran faster than expected. He finished the course before Ben, and when he turned to look at him, he simply said, "I'm doing my best." Ben was silent. For the first time, he saw that Aaron's strength did not come from arrogance. It came from determination. The academy had an unexpected test later that week. A small alarm went off in the sector near the outer bay. It was a simulation of a minor attack, designed to test cadets' ability to respond under pressure. Aaron's group was first to arrive. The raiders moved fast, but Aaron reacted calmly. He guided Lily and the others to block the entry points. He used his instincts to anticipate the raiders' paths. Even though his team had doubts, they followed him. By the end of the exercise, they had successfully contained the simulation without major casualties. The instructors watched closely. One of them, a veteran alien named Commander Thar, made a note. "This human thinks differently. Not better, not worse. Different. That can be dangerous or valuable." After the exercise, cadets talked quietly in the halls. Some admitted they had misjudged Aaron. Others were still skeptical. Lily remained by his side, encouraging him and helping him understand alien equipment and tactics. One afternoon, Aaron received a message from the academy leadership. They wanted to meet him privately in the observation room. His heart beat faster. He had not done anything wrong, so why did they want him? He walked to the observation room. Inside, Commander Relos and another officer, Captain Vera, waited. The room was wide and bright, with large windows looking over the training grounds. "Sit down, Aaron," Relos said. "We want to talk about your progress." Aaron did as he was told. He wondered if he had made a mistake, if the Academy thought he had been reckless. Captain Vera spoke first. "Aaron, you have surprised us. Not just your reflexes, but your decisions. You protect your team instinctively. You take risks for others. This is unusual for any cadet, let alone a human." Aaron looked down. I do what I can. I don't want anyone to get hurt." Relos nodded. "We know. And that is why we are interested in how you think. Humans are known for surviving in dangerous situations. Most other species avoid risks, but humans, they fight, adapt, and endure." Aaron remained silent, unsure what to say. Vera leaned forward. "We want to observe you more closely, train with you, and understand your instincts. This is not a punishment. It is an opportunity. You have a unique potential, Aaron." Aaron nodded slowly. "I understand. I'll do my best." Relos smiled faintly. "That is all we ask. For now, focus on your training and your team. Learn from them, and let them learn from you." As Aaron left the observation room, he felt a mixture of relief and pressure. He knew that all eyes would continue to watch him. The footage of the patrol ship had made him a legend before he even arrived, and now he had to live up to it. He found Lily waiting outside. "Everything okay?" she asked. Aaron nodded. "They just want to see how I work. They're curious about humans." Lily grinned. "Then let's show them. You're not just the footage anymore, Aaron. You're here, and you're going to prove something new. You'll show them why humans can survive when nothing else can." Aaron felt a little stronger with her words. He realized that he didn't have to be perfect. He just had to be himself, and sometimes that was enough to make the difference. And so, the days passed. Aaron trained, learned, and adjusted to the academy life. He faced doubts, curiosity, and sometimes fear from others, but he also gained allies. Lily stayed by his side, helping him navigate a world filled with strange creatures and strange rules. Aaron knew the battle he had survived on the patrol ship was only the beginning. Here, in the academy, he would face challenges he could not yet imagine. But he also knew something important. He would never face them alone. And that thought gave him strength. The cadets who once doubted him began to notice. They could not ignore the way Aaron moved, the way he made decisions, the way he acted when others hesitated. Slowly, quietly, Aaron Cole, the human from the footage, was starting to change the minds of those who had thought humans were weak, strange, or fragile. The hallways of the academy whispered his name now, not in shock, but in anticipation. And Aaron knew that soon the galaxy would see what humans could really do. The alarm went off suddenly in the middle of the morning. A red light flashed through the academy and a loud siren filled the halls. Cadets ran in every direction, some moving quickly to the training rooms, others grabbing their equipment. Aaron Cole had just finished a routine exercise with Lily and Sarah when the alarm hit. He froze for a moment, his heart pounding. "What is it?" he asked Lily. "I don't know yet," she said. Her voice was tense, and her eyes scanned the hall for instructors. "They're calling all cadets to the briefing room. Something is happening near the outer sector." Aaron grabbed his backpack and ran with her. They met Ben and a few other cadets near the main door. Ben did not say anything, but his jaw was tight. He looked at Aaron as if to say, "This is your chance to prove yourself, human." Aaron ignored him. Right now, there was no time for words. In the briefing room, Commander Relos and several instructors waited. On the large screen in front of the room, a holographic map displayed the outer sectors near the academy. Small red dots moved quickly across the map. "Raider ships have appeared near the frontier station," Commander Relos said. "We have not seen this many raiders in the region in decades. The main fleet is on a long-range patrol and cannot respond immediately. That leaves only the academy and nearby cadets to intervene." The cadets exchanged nervous glances. This was no simulation. This was real. Aaron's stomach tightened. He had trained for combat exercises and simulations, but he had never faced real raiders before. The memory of the patrol ship came back instantly. The smoke, the fire, the chaos. He took a deep breath and looked at Lily. "We can do this," he said quietly. Lily gave a small nod. "We have to." Commander Relos continued. "We will form rapid response teams. Each team will have a mix of cadets and instructors. Your goal is to protect the station, evacuate civilians, and hold off the raiders until the fleet arrives. Aaron Cole, you will be part of Team Alpha. You will be under the supervision of Captain Vera, with cadets Lily Turner, Sarah, and Ben Carter assigned to your unit." Aaron felt a sharp pang of anxiety when he heard Ben's name. Ben looked at him coldly but said nothing. Lily placed a hand on Aaron's shoulder briefly, giving him a reassuring smile. The cadets hurried to the hangar. The Academy's ships were small but fast, designed for quick strikes and support. Each ship had minimal armor but was highly maneuverable. Aaron climbed into a ship beside Lily, while Ben and Sarah prepared behind him. Captain Vera entered the cockpit last, her calm expression hiding the tension she must feel. "Hold tight, cadets," she said. "This is not a drill. Raiders are armed and dangerous. Move carefully, but do not hesitate when action is required." The hangar doors opened, and the ships rose into the sky. The Academy's platform glimmered against the bright blue planet below. Aaron gripped the control handles tightly. He had never flown a ship like this before in real combat. His hands trembled slightly, but he focused. As they approached the frontier station, the red dots on the map grew larger. Aaron could see ships in the distance, sleek and black, moving in formation. Raider ships. Small, fast, and heavily armed. They were already attacking the station's outer defenses. Explosions lit the darkness as energy weapons struck shields and hulls. Captain Vera pointed to a damaged shield generator. "We will secure that first. Aaron, take the lead. Lily, cover him. Ben and Sarah protect the perimeter." Aaron's stomach clenched, but he moved forward. He guided their ship through debris and explosions, dodging energy blasts from the raiders. His instincts, honed during the patrol ship attack, guided him smoothly. Even Lily could not believe how quickly he adapted. The ship landed near the shield generator. The cadets disembarked, weapons in hand. Aaron's heart raced, but he did not hesitate. He moved toward the generator, scanning for raiders. A small group of raiders emerged from the shadows, their weapons raised. One of them charged at Aaron directly. Without thinking, Aaron sidestepped and grabbed a nearby metal beam. He swung it like a club, striking the raider and sending him crashing to the ground. Another raider lunged, and Aaron ducked, rolling past it and kicking the enemy away. Lily fired her energy rifle, covering Aaron as he moved toward the generator. Sarah and Ben handled the raiders on the perimeter, though Ben was tense, clearly annoyed by Aaron's quick instincts. The generator was damaged, and Aaron worked quickly to repair it. Sparks flew, but his hands moved steadily. He remembered the small engineering work he had done on Earth colonies, repairing engines, fixing wires, improvising tools. Those skills were now saving the station. Suddenly, a larger raider appeared, armed with a heavy energy weapon. It aimed directly at Aaron. Time seemed to slow. Aaron froze for a second, and then instinct took over. He dove to the side, narrowly avoiding the blast. He rolled, grabbed a control panel, and used it as a shield. The raider fired again, but the blast struck the panel and ricocheted. Lily shouted from behind, "Aaron, watch out!" Aaron did not look back. He kicked the raider, sending it stumbling backward. Then he ran toward the generator, finishing the repairs. A soft hum indicated the shields were back online. The raiders paused for a moment, regrouping. Captain Vera's voice came over the comms. "Well done, Team Alpha. Hold your position. Evacuation units are on the way." Aaron felt a rush of relief, but it did not last. From the station's main gate, a larger raider ship emerged. Its size was enormous compared to the small Academy ships. It fired, and the ground shook with the force of the blast. Debris flew everywhere. Ben turned to Aaron, his face pale. "You're going to have to lead us now. I can't hold them back." Aaron swallowed hard. "We have to slow them down. Move civilians to the evacuation point. Lily, cover me." Together they worked as a team. Aaron ran ahead, using his instincts to find the raiders' weak points. Lily fired from behind, picking off enemies that tried to flank them. Sarah handled the perimeter, keeping the area clear. Ben followed, gradually learning to trust Aaron's decisions. One of the civilians, a small alien child, froze in fear as a raider approached. Aaron rushed forward, lifting the child and shielding him from harm. The raider lunged, but Aaron struck it with a piece of debris. He did not stop, even as another raider attacked from the side. By the time the evacuation ships arrived, Aaron and his team had cleared a path. Civilians ran onto the transports, and the raiders were pushed back temporarily. Captain Vera joined Aaron at the front lines, impressed by his calm under pressure. "You're remarkable," she said quietly. "Most cadets would have panicked." Aaron shook his head. "I just did what needed to be done. I didn't want anyone to get hurt." The fleet arrived shortly after, larger ships appearing over the horizon. They engaged the raiders and drove them away. The frontier station was damaged, but mostly intact. Aaron's team stood among the survivors, exhausted but proud. Back at the academy, word of Aaron's actions spread quickly. Cadets who had doubted him before now looked at him with respect. Even Ben nodded silently, acknowledging Aaron's courage. Lily approached him later. "You did it! You really did it!" Aaron smiled faintly, his uniform dirty and torn. "We did it. I couldn't have done it alone." That night, Aaron sat alone, thinking about the day. He remembered the patrol ship, the raiders, and the fear he had felt. He realized that this was only the beginning. The galaxy was full of danger, and humans like him might be rare, but they had something special. Instinct, stubbornness, and courage that no simulation could teach. Aaron closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He knew he had a long way to go, but he also knew one thing clearly. He could survive. He could protect others, and he could show the galaxy what humans were really capable of. The next morning, the academy felt different. Cadets whispered about the human who had faced real raiders. Instructors discussed his tactics and decisions. Even the senior officers began to reconsider what humans could do. Aaron walked through the halls, carrying his backpack, smiling faintly at the curious eyes around him. He was no longer just the human from the footage. He was Aaron Cole, a cadet, a fighter, and maybe one day a hero the galaxy would remember. And for the first time, Aaron felt that he belonged somewhere.